Hi guys, and thank you for tuning in to my channel. So for tonight, we'll just take a look at two of manga makers available on Steam. KumaKuma Manga Editor. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. And manga maker ComiPo. So, okay. And uh, all right. I know live stream isn't exactly the best way to do this, but um, anyways, let's look at it together. If you guys are interested, post something over the YouTube comments section, and I am watching that over on YouTube. So if you guys have any comments, please just post them over on YouTube. Also, you may be seeing restream.io there. I'm also available on Restream, and I can see your chats on Restream as well. I haven't really gotten that. I don't know how to put that. I'm trying to put that chat window over so you guys could see the comments in real time. But anyway, sure. Let's go back to these manga editors. So um, I got interested in seeing those. I saw these on sale. Okay, let's go to the store page on each of these software before anything. Kuma Kuma Manga Editor. So it's available on sale on Steam, 132 pesos. I'm in the Philippines. Everything's in peso. And as you can see, it's fairly cheap. 132 pesos plus the DLC, right around 200 pesos for everything. And for Manga Maker Comic Pro, so the Manga Maker is 1,293. I believe I did not buy that. I think I bought this on a bundle somewhere. I don't think I would have spent 1,000 pesos for that. So I think I bought a starter pack on sale. But anyway, so I do have business person, office wear, and Manga Maker Comic Pro. Yeah, I believe I bought the starter pack here, and okay, I'll reserve my comments for later. Let's take a look at uh, the cheaper one first. Manga Maker, Manga Editor, KumaKuma Manga Editor. And okay, it started up on my other window. All right. Um, so when it launches, you're going to see here on this welcome page and all the ongoing comics that you've had, and you get to select files that you've created, and you get to create a new manga. So when you do create a new one, you get the option of these page layouts, and you can just select one and add the new page. Let's say that first one was for a like a opening binding opening page one, whole page one. And let's try this for page two. Now, don't worry about these. As you can see, these grids are editable. So you you, you can still edit those grids after you have selected like a page layout on page one. So you're not stuck to that for the for you're not stuck to um, only those should I say page layouts, only to the available page layouts. You are able to manipulate how these pages are laid out. Okay, so let's start this. You do have a blank page here, and even if you did start off with a blank page, you are still able to this. If you can see this, the grid itself is the entire page. So let's just do a zoom out, and this is not very intuitive. I don't like the way that the uh, Kuma manga editor, because I like my windows. If you can see my desktop, I like them. You know, I don't like putting windows on full screen this way. I like to have some space there, and I can see the windows in the backdrop if in case I want. I just got used to that workflow. So, anyway, I don't know what this is, but this is for the size of the grid. Okay, and this is to increase. Oh, okay, so the first one was this one is the size of the grid, and the second one is the actual grid line for the grid. Okay, so let's try this. And I'll just make something here in real time so you can see how easy it is to make comics with this software. So again, you're not limited to the actual grids that they have there, so you can still add grids as you please, and you're free to lay them out. If you notice here, I actually created a grid on top of an existing grid. So let's just increase the border there and apply. All right, and yeah, so I'll just put this here and okay. Now, why do you what sets this software apart from everything else? You've got the ability here to create characters. So they all come with um, various characters here. So this is an orc. What else is here? So it's got a bunch of sorry. Back to the role. So in KumaKuma, it calls characters as roles, and you've got a bunch of them here. And notice how they are laid on the grid. So you can easily identify where they are. So they don't get misplaced. You add characters here. And this is a character that I made earlier, so I'd like him to go over everything. Yeah. And the good thing about this is that these characters are actually 3D. Now, notice here, I got the control area and I can actually move these characters and I can set the pose. And now since I selected the character here in KumaKuma, I can actually see how easy it is to actually just select here and change the pose. In KumaKuma, you do a double click, change the pose of the character. And it is so easy, and it's not just a pose. You have here, you can replace the character. Uh, Roles. It's called roles in KumaKuma. You can replace the role to say you want an FFF member. Okay. See, and he retains the actual pose of the character. But let us return our hero there. Yeah, okay. And you not only the pose, you can actually change the facial expression. Notice that? See that? See that? Um, okay, let me just zoom in. And notice here that I can actually change the facial expression for this character. That's live. I mean, that's while just by doing a few clicks. And now I mentioned earlier that you actually assign them over to the grids. So here I just select another character, drag them over, and I want them to go to this grid. See? See how easy that is? And okay, so if you're missing, like this character is already below, okay, so I got to select it anyway. And so just move her and change the size. Okay, and maybe I do it this way. Replace this and this orc. I make it look like he's in a distance and change his pose to say a battle pose, something like that, to a striking pose. And maybe this girl, what would be a good pose? Now, she looks like an archer. Okay, that's fun. Um, but actually, um, you can what's nice about this is that you can actually change the pose of the character. Now, you see this dummy overlay. If I do a right click, I am able to rotate this dummy, and you can actually, if you notice this, and I will change the right hand to grab, and I will change the left hand to make a fist. Okay, okay. And if, all right, I want her hands to be stretched out a- and yeah, a bit this way. And her body, I want it rotated a bit. Her legs, I want it a bit more straighter. And her hands, I want it uh, this way. So, okay, no, am I doing this right? So I want her elbow a little extended, but her hands clenched. There you go. This is something like an, and her head, I want her looking right and looking down. And there you go. Notice how easy that is to change her pose. And just click on save, and you notice here that your character is actually doing the pose that the dummy there was doing. Now, all right, is there? I'm still. What I'm looking for is there a way to put in a an object? Okay, I'm wondering how to put an object with this character, because I'm quite sure there is a bow here. So I will just, so anyways, we've taken a look at roles, uh, on dialogues. Okay, so you can actually select a bunch of dialog boxes here, and just the same, just go ahead and drag it over to your scene. And there you can edit the fonts and text. And I don't know why it's not letting me edit the font here. But anyway, you can edit the text using this control area and edit the font size here. It's not allowing me to edit the text. So uh, there's the dialogue, and you also have the option of putting in some word art. Now it's pretty much just J Japanese characters. Uh, you can, and I'm not really familiar with Japanese characters, but hey, and now here we have an issue here. The lines, the characters are actually over the girl. So let's just move it down, and there you go. So next, backgrounds. So there's a lot of backgrounds that come with KumaKuma here. So let's just select a nice background, say, okay, like that. And this is something I don't like on this um, on the software. It doesn't automatically set the background, and I am having a hard time selecting and dragging. So usually you just select and drag. I think it's still downloading it. So just bring it down here and there. There you go. And that doesn't make sense. They look like they're floating. But okay, that makes a little more sense. Now for this girl, here, you can also put in a background and just let's just drag it under her. There you go, and bring that background, bring that character a bit lower, zoom in, and I guess maybe change her expression to uh, something like that. And you notice here we've got a full page here. Maybe okay, so this one makes sense. Maybe add some dialog box over on this, and also hello. And this one, I want this on that, and I want it below. There you go. And I want it there. Maybe I want it in red. Okay. And I made it a little too small there. Maybe increase the font size. And there you go. As you can see, it's so easy that we've created this page. I will look at why I am unable to change the font on this thing. And if you're having a hard time selecting, you can actually just select anything you want to select them here. I don't know, must be some purchase thing that you would have to buy. Uh, you know how these things work. They're usually perch add-on. They make you pay for more add-ons. There. And see, that kind of makes sense. So let's add some effects here. Yes. And now it's raining. See? See how easy was that? And okay, add maybe some trees here. I used trees earlier. And maybe right down at the bottom here. No, above the background. Yep. And then select those trees and just put it in there to have a little backdrop, since this background that we have here is a little too dramatic. Just to cut on the drama of that backdrop. Yeah. Now you see here, it's so easy to create the page, and then same thing. So here's the first page that we made. On the second page, it's the same thing. So you just draw her, and maybe you want to zoom in, and let's change her. We don't need to change her pose. Perhaps add a backdrop, a city backdrop there. And let's add our character again here. And make it look like they're talking. And zoom in. Add a backdrop. And as you can see, it's that easy, right? Okay, just to make it look a bit better. And this is where this software really shines. For those characters, for those scenes where you just don't have to draw characters, you just have to really drag and drop and pose, and yeah, and it's really just drag and drop. Almost everything here is drag and drop. So select the backdrop here and our character, put him there, make him smaller, and make him look like he's walking. And yeah, yeah, so there you go. Make it look like he's walking in. Maybe add some of those effects here. and then add a new page, and it just goes on. But you can see here, you can quickly assemble here. Um, if you are if you're into creating mangas, see, you can see how easy it is to just assemble your comic and add in the necessary stuff you see here. And everything is just drag, drop, and place, drag, drop into place, and it, okay. Now for the character selection. So for Kuma Kuma Manga Editor, they're called roles, and let's just create a new role. So and you get this selection here first. If it's a boy, it's a girl, it's an elder. Now here is where the software well, it shines and it's limited, if I may say. You see here that you've got here a bunch of options, customization options that you could use. See? So that's a bunch of customization options you could use. And there's a bunch of clothes here. And yeah, you can preview a bunch of actions here. But as you can see, there really isn't much that you can edit for this character. So, where was that? Custom role one. And see, it's basically just um, four different body types and four different faces, and you're just really editing um, their hair color, and their eyes, and their clothes. And there really isn't a lot of customization you can do for these characters here in KumaKuma. I would have liked to see something like different faces. But that being said, that would probably be something of an add-on that they will put there. I don't know. Yeah, they will probably sell you more add-ons. Okay, where else now? The good thing about this here is, yeah, almost everything there is Japanese. I don't see it. I'm quite sure there's other characters there that you could put, but see, see, see. It's just, yeah, it is very limited. I don't see a lot of I don't see a lot of characters here that you can edit and change body type, maybe add fat guys, and I'm a fairly fat guy. I'd like to see some. I've got a big build, so I would like to see some characters there that all of them look the same. For there's just very little variations here, and especially those variations, you are not able to select those variations. See, other than eye color, there's no way for you to change like the eyes. See? And I wish that they had those options. Now, one thing I like with this is that, yeah, the pets are here. They're pretty much separate, and I hope they add more pets. I am a dog person, and I wish they had a way here to include more pets and also modify the posture of the pets. There, that being said, you do have here some options like yeah, walking, scratching. So I hope they add more poses, but even other than that, I do hope they add a um, custom model editor for the pets. Okay, so there you go, KumaKuma manga editor. Let's try to see the other one, Manga Maker ComiPo. And as you can see here on once you launch it, you go to this panel wherein you can either open existing comics or create a new one. So let's create a new one and select the full page panel here. And this is what I like about ComiPo. Everything looks a little bit interactive. The controls are a little more intuitive. And okay, so here is the page, here on the right side, here are the page panels, and here you can add another panel just like we did earlier. And all right, again, drag characters. So these are characters there, preset. Okay, let me add a few of them here. Now, remember that this already has the add-on pack, so that's why you're seeing a lot more characters here. And just like in KumaKuma, you can select those characters from the side because that's one of the problems here. You have to really go and make this character box very big. I don't know why uh, they won't let you zoom in the character or zoom it out. And when you zoom it in, you can see all these lines here. So maybe I'm just missing a feature here. Maybe I'm just missing, okay, maybe I'm just missing how you can create that. But as you can see, the bounding box for this character is already way, way huge. And that's the only way I can get her to uh, go full, I can get her full image onto the screen. Um, that being said, it's still quite easy to just select the characters here from the layers list. Okay, and as with KamiPo, as with the other one with KumaKuma, here you can modify their poses. And the good thing about it is that you have these poses that already uh, include like say uh, like earlier, you do have here poses that already include like a bag, an umbrella, and that's fair. That's nice because those are very common things that you might need. Now, I remember there's supposed to be a an editor here. Okay, so there you can modify the head parameters, but I don't see here a way to actually modify the character. Uh, yeah, I don't see a way to actually modify the character. Um, that being said, there are a lot of facial expression options here. There are actually a lot more options here in ComiPo. And one thing I like about it is creating the character. As you can see here, um, all right, let me just, this isn't really the best way to do the character, to create a character, because it when you do a create character, it only gives you a very limited set of characters that you can actually modify. Now, that the best way I find that you can modify characters is by actually selecting something here, and they appear on the character edit screen, and then from there, oh, okay. From there, because this character was the part of the business update, the business add-on pack. So here you see here you've got a number of clothes for this character, but one thing I don't like about this is see how limited the number of options you have for clothing. Uh, the clothing options are very, very limited. Now, that being said, you can buy more packs, and I know that's what they want you to do, but this software is expensive. ComiPo is expensive, to be honest. Now, I'm complaining I bought this on a bundle. I didn't spend 1,000 pesos for this, but it is still expensive, especially if this is a very limited set of clothes. I would like to see something like, you know, beachwear or or casual wear. Now, I have this software and I bought the business um, add-on, and I only have this and very, very few other options. And this old guy with different clothes and this girl with office clothes. That being said, she is still the the high school girl, and she is also the assistant here character, the assistant casual type character. Now, you on Comipo, you do have this. You do have the option of other eyes, uh, other sets of eyes, and you can change very. You have here a number of options for the hair. But that being said, it is still very limited. Now you can modify them further by adding things like cheeks, adding freckles, and the cheek overlay set, adding glasses, you know, adding ponytails. Now, yeah, you can still have a bunch of customizations here. You can still get a bunch of customizations here. And now she looks like a different character. Okay. But it's really not a lot. as compared to, having more eyes or having more face shapes, you do get some facial shapes here. Okay, so it's just facial add-ons. And you have the option of adding um, face mask. That's something useful today. Okay, adding old age lines. For someone who's gonna be maybe a sick look. Yeah, but there you go. So yeah, so you do have a bunch of customization options here for your character, but really not a lot. Not there's not for me. It's still not too much. So just save on new data. There you go, and they will appear here on your custom character and new data. There she is, and there's your new character. And she will also be able to have those poses. And you can also rotate her, tilt, and all that stuff, all that goody stuff. You can, and it'll make your scenes, it's a lot easier to draw the characters over. Now, there for ComiPo, all right. So there's a lot of 3D objects here that you can add to your scenes, and same as KumaKuma here, you can actually modify. Yes, there, add that, and the table. You can actually modify where they go by uh, changing their order over at the layers list. Okay, and you notice how easy it is. And move Raffy should be above the chair. Yeah, it's hard to move them around. Yeah, there you go. That office chair, get Raffy, and modify his pose. And yeah, as you can see, there's really not a lot of options for poses here in ComiPo. I hope that changes over time. Okay, and dialog boxes. So here, and the good thing about it is here you go. You are able to use your computer's fonts. So I like this dialog system better. And you can actually create fonts here. So you can actually create titles here simply because that you are able to modify how you are able to use your own fonts here. So create a very, very big title text here, and maybe how do you edit the color? I want color. How do I edit that color? Oh, nice. And you also have the option of changing it to a vertical orientation. Backdrop. And notice, this is one thing I like about it. Notice how it automatically put the backdrop at the very back. That's simple things like that makes a lot. Yeah, simple things like that make the software really, really useful. And similarly, as you notice here, items are grouped on the grid that they're in, and there, you see how easy it is to just manipulate to actually put in those objects and limit them over to those grids. And something like this maybe, and I will change it, and I will put the balloon below the character. Yep, that works for me. Okay, maybe move our character over to the right so our balloon here is not so. Yeah, so you see how easy that is. Now, as I said, it's I'm trying to figure out. I know that there might be a way here to do uh, custom poses. I'm not sure. I definitely haven't seen it if there is. So I hope there's a way to modify these poses. Just being limited to these poses, I know there's a lot of options here, but that does make it a bit limiting. Or okay. Now, as for the content, if you can see here, ComiPo just comes with so much content. Now, again, I have the business add-on, so there may be some things here that might not be included in the um, regular package, but um, there's a lot of 3D items that you can add on here, or that you can put in your scenes here, and there's a lot of backgrounds. See now, okay, let's try to do this. Make it look like the car is actually moving there on the street, and then add our character and make her appear like she is walking on the street, and uh, add here something like that. this even the shapes, there's like a lot of these shapes that you can play around with. Notice that. See, uh, see how easy it is to customize your scenes there, and just drag, drop the backdrops, put in. Another thing that's nice about ComiPo is that it adds here some, you know, some text labels here, some big, large uh, letters here that you can use. Okay, let's select a different character. And add in a dialogue. And there's add some objects here. Maybe not that. But yeah, um, there's a lot of stuff that you can see here. You can add here. Uh, oh, this is nice. Clock. That's gonna be useful. Okay, so I'm just playing around with that, and that is those are just the 2D objects, and you see here that you got here a lot of 3D objects here. You've got even here a lot of animals here. I wonder where that rain is, if they have this rain effect. Hmm. Okay. Anyways, that's guess we'll find if we'll find out if that one has those rain effects later on. Oh, effect balloons. That's something that's usually used. Uh, there you go. Probably better if I use that instead of this. And send it back. Okay. Uh, all right. Now, that's it with ComiPo. What do I think? Um, Personal opinion, ComiPo comes in with a lot of assets, a lot of background, But these things, I know you can add all of these. See, you can add like pictures and you can add your own pictures here. Let me see if I can add something here. Here, the R Yeti background. So there you go. And that is one more thing that's not so useful here in KumaKuma. You have to, um, yeah, you have to really rearrange the background. But that being said, arranging the background is quite easy. But as you can see, for all of the other custom assets, you can add them over, especially if you have like a custom setting. Kuma Kuma does come with very limited number of assets, especially those 3D assets. Uh, that really gives ComiPro, having a lot of these 3D assets, insects, animals, there, primitive shapes there, leaves. Yeah, there's a lot of these objects that you can just really drag and drop and modify. That's the cool thing about this. See here, you've got this little dragon here, and you can actually rotate him. See, you can rotate him, and you can move him around, and yeah, just to have these things. See, just move him around and make him bigger. See, just it just really makes it easier for you to create like a lot of it makes you create worlds, more worlds than Kuma Kuma. So as for the ease of use, if the story that you have in mind is a bit more dialogue oriented and character oriented, I think you will have a lot of use for you Kuma Kuma. And remember, this is also way cheaper. Hopefully, as the software matures, as the software progresses, they give away those updates. Well, of course, I believe that they're going to have them in packs, probably like the way ComiPro does it. Again, ComiPro is almost 10 times more expensive. So if you're not buying this in a bundle or if you are just starting out, you may not need all of those assets. Um, you might be able to get away with just using KumaKuma. And again, it's this KumaKuma editor is it's really a lot easier to use if you ask me. It's really much easier to use. So, with that, yeah, if you like the video, please subscribe, like, share, and that's it for tonight, guys. I know it's been quite, it's almost an hour. Sorry about that. It's almost an hour. So if you lasted this long, wow, thank you for listening in. Please subscribe and I I hope it gets I'm hoping we get I get this background music thing to work. Yeah, now I get the background music extracted. So, there you go, guys. Please like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you guys over in the next video. If you've got any ideas on what you want to, if you want to see anything on Steam, on Humble Bundle, I like buying from Humble Bundle. I like a good bargain. If you guys see anything, please keep me updated on the sale on Steam. Uh, I too like a good bargain. Um, if you are interested in seeing any of these games, I got a lot of these games that I'd like to show you guys. Um, if you guys are interested in seeing gameplay videos for any of these games, please ping me over. And yeah, till next video, guys. Thanks for watching.